What's up, football fans? Mr. Octagon here from Octagon Gaming. Now we are back with our NFL Draft on the Clock series here. So last episode we talked about what the Broncos are going to do in the draft. Next episode we're going to be talking about the Miami Dolphins. This episode we're talking about my favorite team in the NFL, the Detroit Lions. So make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. This is the first playoff team we're doing. Yeah, because we're doing it if there was no such thing as trades. Well, so what I mean is the fifth episode is the Rams episode, even though the Titans have that pick, and we were talking about the Rams we'll do in the second round. But I wonder what we're going to do for the Patriots, because the Patriots don't have a first or second round pick. They traded their first one away from Brandon Cooks and their second one for Coney Ely. So their highest pick's is a late third round pick. I don't even know if they have that. They probably do. So they're probably going to get a pick somehow in the first two rounds, or else that would be ridiculous. They didn't have a first-round pick last year, and they won the Super Bowl, so it doesn't look like they need first-round picks. And it doesn't seem like their second-round pick did too much, Cyrus Jones. But anyway, so let's talk about the Lions, my favorite team. We're going by position, that's what we've been doing. And, quarterback. Matthew Stafford proved a lot to me last year. Going into the last season, I was a little on Stafford, believe it or not. But he had the best year of his career last year, and I was really impressed. So, we definitely don't need a quarterback. Running back. I honestly don't think we need a running back that much. Amir Abdullah got injured, and it's not his fault. I want to give him another season. I like Amir Abdullah. And I want Theo Riddick to be in the long term of this team's plan. Not as a running back, but as a receiving running back on third down. Maybe we could use another running back. Maybe Joe Mixon in the second round. I'm a little on Joe Mixon. However, I have grown a little bit on Joe Mixon. At first, I was like, no. I don't want him on my draft board. But if he's in third round available, I like him. But the second round, I don't know. He was fifth on my big board of my running backs behind Fournette, McCaffrey, Cook. No, I think I had Cook ahead of McCaffrey. So it was Fournette, Cook, McCaffrey, and Alvin Kamara from Tennessee. So, receiver. We don't really need a receiver too bad. We have Golden Tate and Marvin Jones. So we don't need a receiver that bad. Receivers aren't our biggest issue. Tight end. We don't add on Eric Ebron. I didn't like the pick when they took him. And he's had flashes. Like, I want to give Ebron another year, but he passed up on many good players such as Odell Beckham and Aaron Donald making that pick. So, yeah. I understand why I was a little when they took him. Offensive line. We are not drafting offensive linemen. Finally! I want to build a good offensive line. Look at the Cowboys. They're led by their offensive line. And you Cowboys fans are like, no. Zeke could have got that with the Browns offense. Well, then again, they have Joe Thomas. Zeke could have got that with a terrible offensive line. I don't know, the Seahawks. Or the Broncos. One of them. Then again, they are good teams, but they don't have good offensive lines. So you won't have to hear me blabble about Forrest Lamp, how good he's going to be. We signed Ricky Wagner at right tackle. We signed TJ Lang at right guard. Yeah, let's go to defense. Defensive line. I think we're probably going to take someone in the front seven in the first round. I really want a corner. Because all we have is Darius Slade. I love Darius Slade. He had a great year for us last year. But I'm not huge on Nevin Lawson as the number 2 corner. But I do think we're going to take someone in the front seven. In the defensive line, Kerry Hyder, the undrafted free agent last year, had a great year. We also have Ziggy Ansah, who had a quiet year. I would not mind another defensive end. Linebackers, DeAndre Levy retired. Linebacking is not too good. So I would not mind a linebacker. I do really like Shahir Whitehead, though, at the middle linebacker spot. So I do want to keep him. Secondary, I want a corner. If Marlon Humphrey falls to 21, I want Marlon Humphrey. If Gareon Conley falls to 21, I want Gareon Conley. If Marshawn Lattimore somehow falls to 21, I'd gladly take Marshawn Lattimore, but he's not going to make it past 10. If he somehow makes it past 10, I'd want to trade up. So I'd be willing to maybe take a little bit of a reach on another quarterback at 21, but maybe I'd rather take a corner in the second round and work on our front seven in the first round, because there are many good second round corners, like Fabian Moreau and Tease Tabor and Chidobe Awuzie and Corday Tankersley, etc., etc. Safety could be better. We drafted Miles Killebrew last year, and I like Miles Killebrew, but we need like a franchise safety. However, I don't. Jabril Peppers, he can play basically anywhere, but I don't think we're gonna draft Peppers. Same with Obi Melifonwu. I don't think we're gonna draft him. So yeah, front seven, maybe like a Carl Lawson, a Charles Harris. If Hassan Reddick somehow falls to 21, maybe someone like that. If Derek Barnett falls to 21, someone like that. So if you guys enjoyed, next episode we're going to be talking about the Dolphins. Bye. Oh, sorry, I talked about the front seven at the end. Again, I'm pretty sure I forgot to mention some of those guys like earlier when I was talking about the front seven. So bye.